Happy birthday, BOOcast! It's a 1 year birthday. We got a bit overzealous. Happy birthday, BOOcast!
There, did it. Happy birthday. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you.
And to those of you who were watching Star Trek Voyager, my heartfelt apologies. Bridget's going to do her best Janeway impersonation.
I haven't watched enough Star Trek Voyager. I hear she's stern.
It is Janeway, isn't it? Wagyu, thank you so much. That's really kind of you.
Oh, bless you, Wagyu.
We've just been awarded the ability to do this kind of thing. I'm not going to turn the lights on tonight.
Oh, go on. I feel like we're in deep space.
Party-like.
We've got the Voyager backdrop for you.
We should do.
It's nice. It is nice. New lasers. But yeah, we've got lots of stuff to share with you today. We've made a table of contents again.
Yes.
And you can bring that up and we'll talk about what we've got. We've got news.
So we've got news.
Various news we're going to share. All sorts of things have been happening this month. It's been quite busy. We've got an update on the ampled situation.
Oh, the ongoing ampled excitement continues. We've got some very interesting news for you.
Reports live from Superbooth and what's been going on there.
Possibly. It's a bit late, though.
Wow.
Everyone else has done it already.
Month. We've been doing album stuff as well. More.
Yeah.
And we've got our interview with the OPD.
Yes, we got an interview with those guys. And apologies in advance. I was terrified. Yeah, there you go.
Update on the album. We had a very busy month. Like I say, we had lots of day job work stuff to do, but we have been hammering away at the album and making good progress. So we'll talk about that too.
It's going well. I'll tell you all about that in a second. And then after that, we've got.
This is our present to you. This is our Boo birthday present. I kept trying to think, what can we give everybody? Well, we've got some really good YouTube recommendations. They're channels. They're mostly music theory related or music or synth related, and they just always bring us inspiration and joy, so we thought you guys might like them as well.
Are they all safe for work though? Yeah. Probably all safe for work. Then there's a synth of the month.
Yay!
And as usual, because it's feeding time, and then we got a little song at the end for you, so that's all going to be coming up in tonight's BOOcast, which starts right now.
Yay! So
I had to turn the lights on.
We have
Sorry,
to.
I was loving it in the dark with our little lights.
Still get the shimmer and the vibe. It's good.
Anyway, thank you very much for joining us, all of you out there. It's been a whole year. I can't believe it's been a year. Doesn't feel like a year.
Oh, it's gone quickly, but gee, we've done a lot. We've shared a lot. And why did we start doing this in the first place?
Well, I don't want to answer that question just yet. I want to say thank you very much for those of you you've been here since the beginning, some of you have come and joined us, and it's just really nice to have you all here in spite of the complete lack of content and the utterly inane ramblings. It's really nice.
It's a delight. It's amazing sharing all this stuff with you, and I hope you've got as much out of it as we have, because we've really enjoyed it and connecting with more of you.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm not feeling very well today as ever. I'm an old man. And by the way, speaking of old men, hello Mike, if you're watching.
Hi, Mike.
I hope you're feeling a lot better. Anyway, you'll know what I mean, Mike. Yeah, I'm feeling rotten. And then we just sat down, got all the lights set up, got the streaming software ready, got everything done, sat down and went, this feels nice. This feels like home. It's like we're going to see all you guys, and it just
it's special.
Thank you. Yeah.
100%.
It's really nice. Sorry, I butt in. You were going to say something.
I was going to say, why did we start it? And I guess it was originally to track our album process, making this album, which is kind of finally starting to come together. We underestimated how much work it would be doing the BOOcast, so we did get a bit waylaid with that. But it's been so worth it and such an extraordinary journey. I was looking back when we first asked you guys what kind of things you would like to see on the BOOcast if we did a live stream every month. Most people, I think like 30% of people said performance, and I'm glad we've managed to do that. And then, yes.
That's very Janeway. You've pulled up a spreadsheet.
I have. Is it?
I don't know. I don't really watch Voyager.
I bet she's a woman of action more than spreadsheets.
I'm a TNG guy.
Yeah, I'm a
If it's not
TOS
got data
lady.
in it, I'm not interested. or Kirk.
Yeah, or Spock. Thank you very much.
There was a Star Trek convention in Brighton once, and I was working in a restaurant, and this lovely couple, two ladies came in, and they were clearly at the Star Trek convention, and they were having a really nice time. I was really having a lovely time, lovely meal, and I said, "So, Picard or Kirk?" And they nearly split up. I mean, I know how strongly this stuff runs deep. So I'm if you're still watching in spite of Star Trek being on whatever iteration,
respect.
Thank you, respect, and I am humbled.
We appreciate that.
Sorry, I'll carry on.
That's okay. So after that, about 10% wanted to say synth gear, and then a little below that, songwriting process, Q&A, and right down the bottom was arm wrestling. Thanks, Simon. I'm sorry, we did do one arm wrestle.
The very first thing we did on the very first BOOcast was an arm wrestle. We did it. That's what we did. Yes.
Mission fulfilled. But I think we've managed to do what you guys initially asked for. But if you guys wanted to see different things, or would if your needs have evolved, tell us. I'd be interested to see, because we will be continuing to do this at least until we release the album, and it's, you know, maybe into the foreseeable future. We don't know. We really like connecting with you guys, as we say, and we're very appreciative.
I totally. I mean, if there's anything you'd really like, tell us, because I mean, we have ideas all the time, but they're not necessarily what you want to see, you know? So, like, just tell us. It'd be lovely to hear from you.
And it's quite incredible.
In fact, have we got any? No. Put them in the chat.
I haven't got the chat up at the moment, but it's pretty incredible what's happened. Like, we started out on Ampled with just a few supporters. All of you have Boo Pizza badges now. Thank you for your support early on. And now we've got quite a few subscribers on Bandcamp, which is helping us to do what we do every month. So thank you guys, a lot. And just this month, how coincidentally, for
just this month. So,
our birthday.
As you know, we urged you all to leave Ampled. Now we've got what was that? A couple of months ago, 3 months ago, something like that.
Yeah, about that. 3 months.
We received this email. I'm going to have to put it on full screen actually, so that you can see. It's quite interesting. There's our email from Ampled, and we may share this with you. So you can see Ampled is shutting down at the end of 2023, which is quite a surprise.
And it's a real shame.
Now, the real gist of this email is largely an apology, trying to explain why they found it so hard to do and everything. But there's an interesting part in here, and I will share this email with you. Basically, the whole code and bylaws and everything about Ampled is open source, and they say in paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Paragraph 8, which is a single line, and right now anyone can build upon this experiment and create the next Ampled. The code and bylaws are all open source. Now, I think that's quite... Do you fancy running a website? I mean, I don't, but...
It's pretty cool for the person who's got the time. I think the main reason they shut down was these people all had full-time jobs, and they were doing it as a hobby around their full-time jobs because they cared about musicians having a fair platform to share their work on. Yeah. So, you know, they all had a vision, but everybody got to pay them bills, and it's hard.
But hey, the bottom line is we jumped out just in time, really. I mean, we jumped out just before the news. We saw the writing on the wall. That's it. You get tomorrow's news today.
So the other very
BOOcast.
Exciting thing that has happened this month.
Shall we address the problem of there are still 2 people subscribed on Ampled?
I didn't want to publicise their names. I'll contact them individually.
We're going to contact you because we've still got 2 of you out there, and I won't embarrass you by saying who you are. No,
but you can stop. Thank you for your support. You can stop with Ampled now.
It's been lovely. Please stop.
But yeah, the other amazing news, well, is it amazing? What does it mean? We've become part of the YouTube Partner Program. That means that we've hit something like a certain number of watch hours, a certain number of subscribers. And the main thing it means is that we can now monetize our videos. Not to say, oh, we're suddenly going to put ads on everything. YouTube already puts ads
not doing
on
that.
Our stuff.
I mean, and I don't see it as a way of making money. There's a lot of YouTubers that talk.
YouTube already puts ads on our stuff. I know, but now
I know.
We're making the money from it.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is that it's great, it's nice and whatever, but I don't expect to be making a living out of this.
No, well, this is it. They have a threshold before they send you a payout, and we're nowhere near the threshold. And they ask you if you want to put in mid-roll ads. We will never do mid-roll ads. That's horrible. Just like ad breaks at halfway through a sentence. No.
I was watching Fran Lab.
Another YouTube
a YouTube recommendation. Fran Lab.
Sneak one in there.
And yes, she was talking recently about how it's all gone a bit funny with the YouTube subscriptions. I mean, I don't know if any of you out there have channels that are monetized or anything, but as I say, it's just like, fine, YouTube, go ahead, do what you like. Don't put adverts in the middle of our stuff. You can have them at the beginning or at the end, just like they always did. And we fully do not we're not looking at it as I don't expect anything.
It's just that now, instead of YouTube making all the money from the ads they put on our stuff, we will get a dividend of some cents at some point.
No, we won't.
Well, we will in theory.
Not that
if we ever reach the threshold.
Oh, yeah, if you ever. Anyway, so we're not. So go back and watch everything all over it. No, don't do that. No, the support you guys are giving us by subscribing and being supporters on Bandcamp is just fantastic.
And you get a lot in return for that. You get stems, cocktail recipes. I can't remember. I need my list of all the things
by the way, EP number 6 is on its way.
Exclusive
I am
EPs.
working on that right now. But yes, as Bridget was saying, do you want to continue with the album, or is that later? That's later. Isn't it? Okay, sorry.
Later. There's so much stuff. We've got to go in order.
Okay.
So what have we been doing this month apart from the album? We've both been working, as I said. We got to make that dough as well. You were doing some work for Sonic State, which was
nice.
great.
Yes.
Covering Superbooth.
Yes. I'll say no more.
Did you like anything at Superbooth? I liked a lot of things at Superbooth.
Yes. Why didn't you tell me you were going to ask me this?
I did. It's in the piece of paper.
What piece of paper?
I'll tell you about what I liked.
There's a piece of paper here.
So I liked.
What the hell is this?
A particular about.
What is this?
4
You're
things.
writing letters to me. We live together. What's going on? All right.
Yeah.
There was a couple of things. There were a couple of things at Superbooth that I really liked. I really liked that. I think it was a French gentleman. It was a tiny little synth.
Oh, yes, I forgot about
the
that.
something Mark II, and I've forgotten what it's called because I didn't know. Anyway, that looks really good.
I forgot about that. The other thing you like the Yamaha Zebra 3.
Oh, yes, the Zebralette, which is coming out, the free one, which Zebra 3 will be coming out soon. Yeah, that looks great.
I really liked, we've already got a Micro Freak, but I love the Stellar edition. It's really pretty. And of course, it's got that new firmware, which you've put in already, and it's pretty cool.
Oh, well, I was just about to say that. It's incredible. I mean, I really want to do a Synth of the Month on the Micro Freak, but the way things are going with it, with all the updates and everything, it looks like it would have to be maybe a couple of hours long. Because it's just fantastic. I tried, we've done the update, and I'm really looking forward to using it. Also, don't judge me. I bought one of those. It's really good. It
sounds
Is
great.
it autofocus? No, it's not.
No, it's manual today.
That is the Roland S1 Tweak Synth. What a horrible name. But it's rather good. It's ACB, and it's basically like an MC202, but that fits in your pocket, and it's got a built-in battery, and it just sounds like the real thing to me. Then there's my 53-year-old jaded ears, which are largely falling apart at the moment. But we did that as well. But yeah, the Arturia, fantastic update. I mean, what's next? Well, in fact, they found 3 minutes of sampling time in there.
It's maybe I feel like
What
maybe
else
they
is in there?
They planned ahead. They were like, well, we can't put everything in right away, so we'll have a timeline, and eventually we'll be able to add this, and this if we put this space in.
Well,
now.
that's amazing planning, because it's really good. It's almost like they're wandering around inside going, oh my God, there is an entire room here with stuff in it. Oh, let's put.
It is.
It's magic.
That's wonderful.
That's what you want. It's like something to just continually be evolving as whatever.
Yeah.
As indeed, everything else should be.
The French thing was the Norand Mark II.
The Norand, yes. Did you see that? What did you think? It looked quite sort of ordinary at the time. Oh, you got it all up.
Yeah, the mono.
Thought that looked good. Anyway, let us know. Give us a shout. Spectrophone, I can see there.
Yeah.
Technomatic, yes. Totally agree.
Accidentally ordered.
Come on now.
What else?
Let's not be silly. But we'll have a look at that in a second. So
yes.
Give us a shout.
Also the Yamaha, of course. Not the Yamaha, the Udo Audio Gemini, Super Gemini, which was just they make
looks incredible.
Very luxurious, lovely things you want to get your fingers all over.
George is a lovely guy as well. So it looks like what a lovely labour of love.
Yeah.
I say love again, shall I?
Love.
Love.
Apart from doing all of that coverage you did for Sonic.
And we did some 5 minutes with
You've
as
been
well.
doing some 5 minutes
I'm going to be
with.
doing a few more of those as well.
No, you better not show it. It's a surprise, isn't it?
I suppose so. I've got a very small pink thing here that I'm going to be covering.
With knobs.
And that's quite enough of that. So,
and also, you were manufacturing. You've had an incredibly busy month. You made CDs for us.
Thank you. It's like I'm like some kind of like.
Well, I didn't do as much exciting stuff as you.
But you keep talking to me like I'm like I don't know. I'm not even going to say it, but
okay.
Like I'm a bit
special.
Yeah.
You are special.
What have I been doing? Yeah, we made some. We're
some back stock. In stock.
Suddenly needed some stock, so we booted up a new printer and got everything made. And I did some extensive burning and extensive printing and extensive manufacturing. So we have got most things up to more than 3 copies in stock.
Incomplete Until Broken now no longer comes with the acetate sleeve.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's just too labour intensive.
It's too damn hard, and we just don't have the time to devote to that anymore.
Very difficult to get it to work properly and
Sorry.
slide. Yeah, so that's okay. Yeah. Consider them a limited edition.
Yeah.
I've been uploading song stories to YouTube, so they're kind of all up. I missed one, which is going up. But you've seen them. If you haven't seen them in the BOOcast, you can now watch them all in a dedicated playlist on YouTube.
Awesome.
And apart from that, just day job work.
That's fantastic. Yeah, day jobs. Day jobs.
Shall we share our interview?
Yes.
Your
okay,
interview.
So you might remember last month we did a show in Hastings with the Office for Personal Development, and I may have hinted at how much they freaked me out. freaky people. They were just too
it was too real.
It was too real, and I find authority, especially authority that's trying to do it for your good, you know, I find that really
and groups
causes me to cross and uncross my legs very rapidly.
Groups of people all doing things in unison as
well.
Yeah,
groups of people all in the same colour clothes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so apologies in advance for this ridiculous interview. I was tired, stressed, and whatever. And by the way, thank you very much to Technomatic who operated the audio. It did turn out okay in the end, sort of. So here we go. A little interview for you. Enjoy this. This is the OPD. The Office for Personal Development. Here they are. It's Del and Jenna and Trevor. You're all wearing a really delicious colour of sort of green. Is there what's this about?
Well, you've
spiritually fulfilling colour.
Yeah,
it's very calming.
Yeah, we did a lot of sort of brand awareness sample groups and things, and green was the colour.
Fantastic. It's reminded me very much of Brighton Corporation green, which is a really nice colour. So you said spiritually sort of cleansing, spiritually settling. I'm quite stressed at the moment. Now,
I can't tell.
And and it's interesting because you're a pop band. You're an electronic pop band. I can see from your tools of the trade scattered around here. But you also seem like a sort of government department. Where does the line between pop group and government department end for you? If any of you...
I think they're indistinguishable, aren't they? Indistinguishable, yes. Yeah. One and the same.
Yeah, I think the company is the new cult, isn't it? You know, money is the new religion, all that.
Right.
Old religion. It's always been religion, isn't it? Isn't religion always been money?
You see, this is really interesting for me because I'm not sure where the character's beginning and where the reality's ending, and it's... I mean, you've got calming colours on, but how far can I press this? Are you actually here to help?
In certain way, who knows? I don't know where the line starts and stops. Really, not really sure.
Right.
We'll see. It moves. It fluctuates from day to day.
Okay.
Some days it's all a facade, and some days it's the only moment of truth in my life.
So, I mean, do you ever perform with a white flip chart and?
Yeah. Sometimes Del.
Here tonight.
Yeah, Del sometimes has a audience satisfaction chart.
Your satisfaction with the audience?
No, other way around.
Oh, other way around.
But we should do it that way round, you're right.
You could do it both ways.
You're very right.
Have an interactive creative node or whatever you might want to call that. Should we have a look at
about doing his thinking quickly before...
So what does doing his thinking?
Oh, that's our company motto.
Would it be okay to have a little look at your
Yes,
tools.
absolutely.
Is the water cooler an important part of
It certainly is. Although we forgot the remote control for it. It normally just flashes green on brand, but now just someone clap. Hit it, hit it. Yeah,
Hey!
but it normally does it just in green. So today we're off brand today, which is upsetting me.
Okay.
Yeah. I nearly forwent the entire sound check to go and make sure the water cooler was green. But Dale said that wasn't the right priority. But
Wow.
that's why I'm in charge.
Dale generally sort of in charge of prioritising things for you, and you're more of the passionate
Dale's the head of IT.
head of IT.
So he runs the show.
This is your IT station.
Yes, this is.
Okay, Dale. I'll get behind. So fantastic! The Microkorg S.
Oh yes.
Now that
A white one.
isn't that beautiful? Is it? It's real wood this time as well.
No, it feels a bit formica. That's it.
I've got a feeling the first one was real wood as well. Yeah. As you know, you may not know, but we used to... Oh, sorry, is that stuck on there on purpose? My instinct for cleaning kicked in. Oh, beautiful. We had the original Microkorg, we just replaced it with something else, but these are great. It's double the memory and it's got a speaker built in.
It has, which is really handy for practicing at home.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
And these ones come in built with a classic sort of analog emulator where every now and again they just stop working.
Right, fantastic.
Or
Very realistic.
Or for some reason it just pumps out like
They are quite cranky, aren't they?
phantom sort of LFO comes from absolutely nowhere. Or it plays it out of tune sometimes.
Well, let's
That was last
No.
rehearsal, wasn't
Just
it?
keeps you on your toes.
Well, that's giving you that. It's almost like you've got an Oberheim 2 voice in your house. We can know about broken synthesizers, but I see you're using Reaper.
Oh.
Top marks.
Awesome.
What a beautiful piece of software. We love it.
We're still evaluating out there.
You're still evaluating. You haven't.
Needs a lot of
You
evaluation.
don't. If you want us to cut this out, if Mr. Reaper gets in touch.
I'll be the last gig, won't it?
We've been using it for 43 and a half hours.
I mean, bless them. They don't actually chase you or force you to do anything. So
We have paid them in the past. But
yeah, we decided to stamp up. Was it 6 months ago?
Yeah. After a long time.
After like the guilt from that screen, the guilt was building, and eventually I'll go on and take my cash. Well, thank you so much. I see you've got a laser pointing right at you. I hope your retinas are fine. Can we go over and look at Jenna's station? What have we got here? So Jenna, you've got another Microkorg
I do,
S.
yes, I
What
do.
a lucky band this is. They
Double
are
the
beautiful, aren't they?
microphones. They are, yeah.
So, so this is the IT department. So
Yes.
I'm assuming you're not doing any drumming or
No,
banging
no,
things.
no. I'm Gold's liaison officer. That's my job title. But I have only recently been made a permanent member of staff, so I'm still sort of being kept on my toes a little.
You're not in a probationary period still.
I was, but I've just passed that. I think.
Well,
I'm
congratulations.
just
That must
looking
be
at Trevor nervously.
Yeah, round of
Yeah.
applause.
Thanks, Trevor.
And oh my goodness.
Yes.
It's a DX11.
Yes.
What a beautiful synthesizer.
It is. It's lovely. I enjoy playing on it very much.
Now, do you program this?
I do not, but
Yeah.
do you, Trevor?
yeah.
Yeah, Trevor does.
Do you? And do you know what's going to come out when you start?
Usually this is quite reliable actually. Well, I'm not going to say that.
No.
Was
let's
it-
touch some wood.
FM synthesis is notoriously, that's sort of roughly what I was getting at. That'll do.
It's never lets down so far.
That's fantastic.
No, it's great. It's not good for like pads or anything like that, but it's really good. Anything top endy or anything bass, you really use it for the bass. It's the solid bass sound.
Yes, and do you find yourself, is it actually called solid bass on this, or is it wood bass or something?
I've
Lately bass.
Lately bass what it comes as, but I've reprogrammed it as probably solid bass.
Yes, completely. Now, this is a 4-operator synth. Have you seen there has recently been an operating system upgrade you can apply to it?
I'm not doing any of that. It ain't broke.
You just, this has got 6 operators in it.
Yeah.
You can make it a DX7,
Yeah, I know you can.
basically. You're not going to, though. Good for you. 4 operators is indeed quite enough.
That's 3 more than I know how to use.
Oh, do you know what? This green of your clothing is actually working. I'm calm.
Oh, the heart rate's coming down.
I'm going. It's thank you
Breathing
guys.
rates.
I'd like to say the Office for Personal Development works. Trevor, can we have a look at you? Thank you very much indeed, and congratulations on your permanent placement. So clearly you have a microphone. It's green.
Of course it is. Yeah.
It's this.
It's losing its green there slowly.
Is this from the power of your...
Yeah, I'm losing my teeth. Yeah, my setup's really simple, really. Although this is my only sort of little hack. It's a Zoom acoustic guitar pedal that I use for vocal effects.
Oh, fantastic. We love this, when people use stuff for stuff it's not meant for.
So already had it in the house, and it's just a little impedance converter, just so I can run the mic through it.
Excellent.
That's about it. So it's just all the different patches. So I can...
Beautiful. And I see you've got the Boss ME50, and
that's running through.
Now this is a really interesting looking guitar.
Yeah.
Tell me about this.
This is nice. It's an old Echo Traveller. So the luthier, I'm forgetting his name now, Blondoni, what's his name?
I'm not a guitar guy.
Yeah, he died recently, unfortunately. But
Did he?
But he used to be the head luthier, I think, at Echo. And then when they shut down in the 70s or whatever, he bought all the old stock and carried on building bits of guitars out of all the old stock stuff. So they're all sort of one-off pieces.
Oh, that's a beautiful story.
I found it, so when I was doing this, it's an electronic band, but there's one guitar song. So it can't be a normal guitar, I saw this for sale in Southend, and I thought, I've got to go and get it. And so rushed up there got in the car at 4 a.m, because he said, I can't hold it for you. So,
oh, wow.
And it wasn't expensive either, and I thought, I've got to get this. So I got up to his house for 7 a.m, all the way back to Hastings by 8:30, all done, forgot to pay the dart charge twice.
Oh, no.
So it's a really expensive guitar, that.
What is the fine for the dart charge
More
again?
than the guitar cost.
Oh, no.
But it's absolutely beautiful, and it's clearly worth it. Yeah. I mean, thank you guys ever so much. And I apologise again for forgetting your names, not only before you told me, but after I'd seen you on the internet and after you'd actually literally said it to me. I think my brains are somewhere else right now. But thank you very much, guys. Really looking forward to the show.
Likewise.
We're going to play something from you now. What would you like us to show?
How about Invisible to Me? That was the last one, wasn't it?
Yeah. Now we're going to look at Invisible to Me. So thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
What
there
a
we go.
pleasure it was to play with them, and I recommend seeing them live if you can, because they are fully committed to the whole shtick, and it's very impressive. It goes unexpected places.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. Go
Okay.
see them for yourselves. Lots of love for Reaper in the chat there.
Yeah.
Big ups to Reaper. And a couple of people using that Micro Freak update already. Ian used it at a gig on Wednesday. Andrew Brooks is going to have it all over the HWJ Festival Jam. I had to look that up, but it's an online festival of synth music, so I'm going to just paste the link in there. You can watch it all online between the 9th and 11th of June.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
And of course the
Check that
OPD are going to be in the Seaview Festival, which is on at the Delaware Pavilion on the 8th of July. So
Now, pronunciation check. Is it Delaware? Delaware? I always...
Delaware, I believe.
It's like Seaford, isn't it? Seaford
yes.
or Seaford?
It's one of those things locals catch you up on, and then they can...
We've become very parochial. This is very local South Coast
yes.
pronunciation issues.
Yeah.
Delaware. I always thought Delaware, but then someone said, no, it's Delaware. As in
like
Delaware.
Ah.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, they're going to be playing there with loads of bands. Every time I see Warmduscher, I want to say Warmduscher because it sounds German, but I'm not sure. BC Camplight, Heartworms, Air Cooled, Pale Blue Eyes, Snakes. Actually, Snakes were on BBC Introducing. They were played when we were on it, and they're pretty cool. They're sort of punk rock outfit, South Coast. They're lovely guys. Lovely guys. They're hardcore punk guys. Winter Gardens, Office of Personal Development.
They're lovely
Loads
guys.
of stuff. Yeah.
The worst thing you can possibly say.
And what else? Oh, Jason said, "How did I miss you at Superbooth?" Well, we weren't actually there.
We weren't there.
We weren't there.
Mr.
Did
Jervis, no, we back. Okay, we had to. Oh, we said this already. We had some
we
work.
didn't go, but so that's why you didn't see us.
Yes.
And some of the work we were doing was working on the album.
Yes, is that what we're talking about? Yes,
Yes.
Great. Okay, fantastic. So the album's coming along nicely. We're almost at the what I like to call the put a little bit of beep fairy dust on it stage,
Yeah.
if you know what I'm talking about. So we're at the just a little bit of babba dabba dum.
Can I show them your checklist?
No,
Your binary checklist.
no, you can't.
You used binary code, and there is a fairy dust column in it.
Well, there has to be. You know what I mean. But yeah, no, we're doing pretty well. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think finished songs on the album.
Yeah.
7 of which you haven't heard before, which is good news.
Well, 6 of which you haven't heard before.
Oh, really?
Because we share Killing Girl.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Damn, 6. So we've still got a long way to go. And we're sort of at that take it out and listen to it on as many different things stage. And also, I don't know if any of you do this. I like to focus on one instrument for a period of time. Like just take, for example, just the Dominion, and just play with the Dominion, and then let the tracks run, and then just play. And then if something happens with the Dominion, then I'll use that. And it's kind of like I will act as if I've only got one synth, and use that as much as possible. Anyway, I'm kind of at that stage. Sort of, you can see things are still in the process of changing. We're still
recording.
We're still recording new things as well. So we have a list, but it may change. But it's a really good place at the moment where it feels like we've got a solid idea of what's going on here now.
How it feels as a group.
So yeah, and it feels feels dark, man.
Yeah, it is quite dark actually. We've decided. Should I say the song we've decided to include?
No.
No, okay. Well,
no spoilers, because we might change our mind.
It's mostly pretty dark, but
we might change our mind.
There are moments of light. We've been working on a song that's got a lot of vocal parts in it and layering lots of different things. And we got a free piano download from, was it Native Instruments?
No. It was Spitfire.
Spitfire audio.
Spitfire audio stuff.
I should have grabbed that.
I just grabbed that because we do have a piano, but I thought, let's do that in the meantime and put it in its place. And actually, it sounded quite nice. Spitfire's the Labs series of stuff. It's great.
There's a few. I've just bunged a link into the first one that came up, but there are loads. You guys
probably already know about that. I really don't know much about this kind of world because I never really use soft synths or sample packs or anything like that, apart from the occasional sort of multi-sample drum machine type thing. So it's all new to me. I was quite impressed. Sounds quite nice.
Yeah. And what else?
I can't.
Yes.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I can't wait to turn the Microfreak into a Mellotron.
Yeah.
That's what I'm mostly waiting to do.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah.
So with these songs that are closer to finish at the fairy dust stage, shall we say, we're starting to think about video ideas. We've had several big budget, impossible video ideas that would be amazing to do, but we can't do all of them. So we're just going to try and create as many videos as we can.
For all, read any.
For all, yeah, any. Yeah. Yeah, actually. No, what? Yeah, well, we've had to compromise and come up with some alternatives.
Yeah.
Our imaginations are bigger than our budget, so we're trying to come up with as many sort of video ideas as possible and share them because, it's nice for you guys to have videos to look at.
But it's really something. I wonder how you feel when you are at this particular stage. It's a nice stage because it's not quite at the right. Let's finish it. Let's nail it down stage, but it's also not at its I don't know what's going on stage. There's an interesting sort of gallop. You can see that the end is sort of in sight. It's kind of there, but it's still possible to change course and change directions. I wonder what kind of strategies and techniques you guys use for this, because I mean it's a good place to be, better place to be than we've been all year, I would say.
Definitely, it's nice.
Yeah.
It feels like it has a body. Is that as a thing? It's not just individual
It
random
lives!
things. It lives. It's alive. And the artwork really helped us, didn't it? Kind of.
We watched a brilliant horror film the other day.
Which one?
We watched The Man Who Laughs.
Oh yeah. Well, was it a horror film?
Kind of. No, it's a kind
tragedy.
of tragedy sort of thing.
It was great though.
Have you seen that? The Man Who Laughs. Him, that guy.
I got longer teeth than you.
Your teeth are much more like that. Yeah, fantastic. Sorry, that was just you saying, it's alive, and suddenly started thinking of
silent films.
Universal horror.
So we're very happy to say there's lots happening. But on that note, next month's BOOcast, we might not have any pre-recorded.
We might.
We're going to see what we can do.
We've got a lot of time. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. No, no.
We might.
I'll make sure there's enough to see.
Okay.
Enough for your eyeballs.
But if not, we're still going to have a great time. We'll still be here and talking to you and bringing you news about what we've been doing. So
I really must vet everything you're about to say before you say it.
That's why I made the printout, but you're not well.
Printout?
So
I don't read.
I understand.
You know I can't read. What is this?
It's
interview the OPD.
Yeah.
What is
We've
this?
done that. You can put it away.
Okay.
Should we move on to our YouTube recommendations then?
Go for it.
I hope that these aren't a surprise to you.
You're going to know all of these.
Yeah, you guys probably will because they're big
Shall I try
YouTube
and find some
stars.
links?
Yeah, go for it. First one, I mean, just always good. Brilliant on music theory is Adam Neely, and one of the favorite videos we have is his study on the girl from Ipanema and how it became sort of westernized from its original origins. And he goes right into the whole history of the song, the culture it came from, how it changed and the theory behind it, how it's structured. And for someone who's not studied music theory, I find it really interesting. He presents it in a really digestible, easy to understand way. So I feel like I understand the theory. It's great. He's a wonderful teacher. He's got another video which is quite good about, it's called How We Almost Lost $17,000 on Tour. And it's a really excellent study of like just an eye-opener for people to understand what it is that bands go through to perform live. Like it is a labor of love. It's hard work on everybody. You're lucky if you break even. Most bands end up in debt. So when you see a live band, you're a champion, my friend. Thank you for supporting live music, especially after the past 3 years now with COVID lockdowns, and everybody's still recovering from that. So highly recommend Adam Neely. Every video is a gem. And then we've got Tantacruel, another brilliant music theory YouTuber. He's got a great video on cardiacs, why I love them. Oh, it just goes into the brilliance of the cardiacs at a music theory level. and why it's so moving. But he's also got some other really good studies
I
on...
could be really, really bad now and say the Cardiacs.
It's Cardiacs.
I know, you said the Cardiacs.
Did I? I'll leave.
It's like once I said the Pixies, and then I got
Yeah.
corrected. And you said the Pixies.
Oh my God, I can't believe I
The
did
Pixies say the Pixies, for
They
God's
do,
sake.
They do. So he's got a couple of other studies, one on reality TV music, which is, it's just great. The shorthand they use and how it dumbs down content. How to compose music with no soul. It's about stock music and library music. They're all just really entertaining. They've got a great sense of humor.
Okay.
Am I going too fast? You're
No,
doing
perfect.
really well.
There's
Keeping
Ben
up.
Levin.
Ben Levin.
I'll just leave it on the thumbnails because they're actually... can I zoom in? Yes, I can.
So Ben Levin's a friend and musician who works with Adam Neely sometimes, but he's a composer. He's got a lot of his videos are quite surreal, quite an acquired taste, but he does a few that go into music theory in quite an accessible way. I would say almost good like for children. Although they have that surreal black
and they're a
angle.
bit scary
they're
at times.
They're a bit scary at times, though, but only in a children's TV gone wrong sort of way. But there's a funny one, Battle of the Bands, with Bentley, Adam Neely, and Big Nice Studio, where they do a sort of mock American Idol type thing, but with a Battle of the Bands. But they're weird, brilliant jazz musicians busting out their moves. So that's cool. And then, of course,
Jexus,
the granddaddy of synth YouTube, or the godfather, I should say. I mean, he's been going forever, Jexus. There's his channel. He reviews loads of synths. Fantastic demos.
It was lovely. We had a load of friends around, not synth friends, and we just played his Polyvox demo through the stereo one night, and it was great. And he's got a couple of his original compositions on there on his tubes.
We are huge fans, in particular the song "Lesson I Learn."
It's amazing.
It's amazing. It's a real banger, and it's kind of heartbreaking as well. And he's used found footage from I'd love to find out what the film is. If you know what the film is he uses in Lesson I Learn, I want to see that film. Please note in the comments so that we can find it, because it looks great.
Yeah, and a personal lovely moment. So I just did a 5 minutes for Sonic State for the synth. I won't say it because
no, it's a surprise.
But and there was a comment by Jexus saying, I mean, he was being a bit disparaging, but it was nice.
He wasn't being disparaging.
No, he was saying,
nice.
Great, a new synth. It's not a new synth.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, so
yes.
What's
you can say now because
yeah. Well, what's that?
Oh, I was gonna say, join Bandcamp. It's good. But we've already said that.
Join Bandcamp. It's good. Here's Synth of the Month. The BOOcast synth of the month is... It is the Yamaha CS01. Yamaha, creators of motorbikes, pianos, guitars, the massive GX1, the massive CS80, and other massive things. What a lovely surprise then when, in 1982, they released this tiny plastic analog synth, and in 1983, with my pocket money and paper round savings in my hand, I marched into Friedman's on Leytonstone High Road, East London, slapped my bag of cash on the counter, and walked out with this minuscule beauty. Little was I to know it was to end with a soldering iron, some hot glue, and a badly mutilated, screaming little synth. And this is the little tiny grey plastic CS01. We've got 2 wheels here, which more or less stay in tune, and a modulation wheel, which applies the single LFO. Oh, is it single? Oh, we'll see. The LFO to the VCO pitch, with not very much influence at all, but it's sort of there, or to the VCF. we have a glissando effect, which at high speeds almost emulates portamento. But at low speeds, it's pretty useless. There is next some tuning. And then we have the oscillator foot selector, which goes from 4 foot with a clunky switch. And at the bottom we get white noise. These are all switchable, so we can't have white noise and the tone. You get a tone or white noise. And then we have the waveform selector. So let's open up the filter totally. And you get a rather nice triangle. And then we have a saw. Then we have a nice square wave. And then a narrower pulse wave. Very nasal. And then we have pulse width modulation with its own dedicated pulse width modulation speed. And then suddenly you go, hey, hold on a minute, that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? This pulse width modulation adds a lot of depth. And with a bit of vibrato going as well. Certainly sounds like really good pulse width modulation. Then we have the filter, which is a 12 dB low pass filter. (12 dB) filter, resonance only switchable between high or low. So low sounds like this. And high sounds like this. And one EG depth slider, which connects to the envelope, which is an ADSR envelope. Unfortunately, we've only got one envelope, so this controls the level as well as the filter modulation. So as it goes down, the volume goes down too. Then we have the almost useless VCA EG depth. Which is, in effect, another volume control. I spent a lot of my childhood happily playing away with this thing, making lots of little noises like this with it. And when I needed drums, I switched it to white noise. And I got me drums. And on the left here we have two knobs for the breath controller, which was sold separately and I never got hold of, but there is some video online of the breath controller being used extremely expressively by, can't remember who, turns it into quite an expressive instrument. But I was very happy to just be playing with it as it was. After a while I got quite tired of the fact that, I mean, it sounds nice, but it wasn't exactly doing what I wanted it to do. And then one fateful day, sometime in the late 1980s, suitably doomy music, I took my little CS1, turned it off, flipped it over, and thought, these look interesting. And they are interesting, because if you open the back of the CS01, well, I was going to go through the whole rigmarole of taking the whole CS01 apart. And what I got was, and I must warn you, if you are adverse to scenes of synthesizer mutilation, do avert your eyes now, because this is what I did. I pulled that little flat pot off the circuit board and hot glued it to the front of the keyboard. We had the same old low resonance mode, doing its usual old job. When I switched it in a high resonance mode, you can make it do things like this. Completely unheard of on the original CS01. Much more resonance there. Much more resonance is available to you. So it's still a 12 dB filter, but we've got the ability to make it scream. And I was very happy for a long time. So you can really make this baby scream now, and with white noise, So yes, you get a lot more bang for your buck. And you can do this modification on your own. It's very, very simple, and you don't have to do this. Okay? You can still leave it looking exactly out of the box fresh. I didn't know that because I literally just opened the back of the synth, pulled it out and went, there's a pot that says VCF on it. Let's see what that does. And it did that. Shortly after the CSO1 was released, Yamaha released the black and green. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? The black and green CSO1 Mark II, which had a 24 dB filter in place of the 12 dB filter in the CSO1 Mark I. And instead of a switch going high resonance or low resonance, it gave you a slider, so you can move between the two. But I didn't have one of those. So that was the Yamaha CS01, the first synth I bought with my own money, and the first synth I wrecked, and the first synth I fell in love with, and the first synth that I still have another one of to this day, and still have the old one of to this day. Does that make sense? No, probably not. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks. And I still have a pang of shame. You see, I was like 19 or 18 when I did that horrible thing to it, and I didn't know anything about circuit bending. I didn't read about it anyway. I just literally opened it up and went, yeah.
Well, it's the kind of injury that made it stronger.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Yeah,
it was worth it. I mean, Technomatic was saying it was the only synth except for the VL1 to be available in the Argos catalogue, and it was £199.
Is that true?
Pounds at the time.
Is that true?
I don't know. Well, I trust.
I mean, I believe you.
Trust what he says.
I believe you.
So, how much was it when you bought it? Because you bought it when it came out, right?
No, I bought it a couple of years, about a year or two after it came out. I think, or was it a year? I can't remember. I think I was 14 or 15. I can't remember. Okay. I know it wasn't the full price. I think it was about 120 quid I got it for.
And did you get it from Argos?
No, I got it from Freeman's.
Oh, Leytonstone.
In Leytonstone, yeah. And
Lovely.
they had them. I think they might have just had a load of them out the back. And the Freeman's generally sold sort of massive organs, you know, and it was kind of maybe it just wasn't their thing, and they just had a load of stock, and they just decided they were going to get rid of them.
Well, it lasted really well because it only failed on us for a gig about 5 years ago.
Well, no, it still works as well.
It still works.
It still works.
It was just not reliable for a gig.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't take it out for a gig, but it's a marvelous source of sample sound sets. You know, I've got drum kits made out of it and stuff in it. And that thing about twisting the breath controller, it's not as simple as low resonance all the way up through to high resonance. It kind of goes through different modes and different things. It kind of hits its peak at 12 o'clock. And when you bend back, it sort of disappears. And then you go through this lovely building resonance. After you go past 12 o'clock, it sort of turns into this oscillator sync. It starts ripping itself apart a little bit, and then you keep going, and it's really interesting. I don't know what's going on. It's obviously it's overloading itself, but it's not as simple as it's just kind of increasing the resonance. It's doing lots of other things, and if you take the time to play with it, if you have one, well done, good work, keep it up. If you feel like opening it, go for it, and you can literally just wire it to that pot.
If you don't have one, I was going to say, when we bought it, a replacement, it was about 300 quid on eBay, but now Dilip Funbar said they're going for about £500.
What? Jesus, no.
I know.
No, we got ours for less than that. We got it for about 200.
250.
No, it was less than. It was about 200, 190 or something.
And that was
it came
like
as a
5
job lot
years
or
ago.
something else. So maybe it's time to get the is it Cherry Audio?
Baby audio have the BA1, which is Gary G says it's $49 at the moment. I think it's a special offer, so it might be a good time to grab it.
Yeah.
Of course, you can't circuit bend it, but you can do all the other fun stuff with it.
Oh, and who's that? Somebody asked how does it compare to the Reface CS? It's nothing like it. It's I mean, I've played the CS. I don't own the Reface CS. It's polyphonic, isn't it? You can play chords, can't you?
Yes.
Think so. Can you?
Yes.
Have I completely gone mad?
I think it does.
Okay. Anyway, it's nothing like it. An interesting thing that came up, because I did a 5 minutes with sort of from bits of that for Sonic State they've got there. And in some of the comments, a lot of people are saying, I'm sure it's digital. It's digital. It's digital oscillators. They must be digital. It's not. It's analog. I'm almost 100% certain, because it couldn't possibly be digital. If you open it up, it's full of pots and it's full of components, and it's
not got a computer brain anywhere.
It's got chips, and it doesn't go through a sequence of booting up, and it doesn't. And I think to have digital oscillators at that time would have been very expensive. I don't know. Anyway, I could be entirely wrong. For PSS,
Wagyu confirms it's
AW or First Synth was a great synth, sir.
The PSS 460. It does count.
It does count. You're absolutely right. Well, we did the 480, and they're very close relations to each other.
Yeah.
In some ways, you could say a more powerful synth than the CS1.
But less. You can not mess with it as much.
Well, do you have to? I mean, you can.
When you press the buttons really fast, you can get a kind of.
Well, no, there's people circuit bending those things all over the place as well. So.
I love the PSS.
You don't approve of circuit bending, do you?
Yeah, I do. I think it's great, and I love that Korg.
I love the way it manages to make all keyboards go.
No, I love the way that Korg have advocated for people to circuit bend their kit. They publish all the manuals and make it really clear on their circuit boards what to do to mess with them. I think it's wonderful. Why do you think I don't approve? You don't approve.
No, there are occasions where that's not the case, but quite a lot of the time, I'm sure you'll agree.
Andrew Brooks
You've just broken your keyboard, mate.
Is Jexus back?
Yes, he's back.
He is.
He's been doing some stuff. Yeah, he disappeared for a long time, but yeah, he's there.
There's actually an interview with him. What's the guy's name? He's called Knight something. He's a synth YouTuber guy who did a sort of whatever happened to Jexus video, and he had an email correspondence with him. You can find out the full story with it. I'll try and find the link and put it in the comments or something. But apropos of that, Wagyu said the film is called Skorpion Pana I Lucznik. Lucznik. I'm trying my Polish there. Thank you, Wagyu, for finding the title of the film. Dilip Funbar said, The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out the Window and Disappeared is a fun film to watch. And I thought you were saying that's the film that Jexus used. And it looks like that's what the film is.
These are all good tips, though.
Yeah, thank you for the tips, because I've never heard of either.
Based on the title alone, that's going straight to the top of my list.
Yes, let's see them. What else? So many things, so many comments. Wagyu said the HWJ is a weekly challenge to make jams over the weekend, and they are then streamed on Monday evening. So great thing to get involved in if you are wanting to perform some music.
That sounds great. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, make some jams.
Is there a link in the...
I'd popped a link earlier in the chat
Awesome.
to the HWJ's Hardware Jams YouTube channel.
Awesome.
AD Vision said, I thought that's the only way the bands make money these days, playing live. And I think there was a bit of a golden period where that was the case. But now it's so costly to organize. And I think especially in America, as you'll see from the Adam Neely video, because there are such long distances to be covered. And the cost of accommodation, the cost of feeding yourself, all of these things have gone up so much in recent years that you're very lucky if you break even. So I would say the thing that bands actually make money from now is merch. And indeed, that's kind of what made touring profitable, is because bands would sell more merch. But with the rise of Bandcamp and more people realizing that they need to support artists on a platform like Bandcamp rather than Spotify if they want their artists they like to make a living, I think hopefully there'll be a sort of culture shift where, that is a viable option for bands to make a living. And it is, I saw an article recently that studying all the purchases on Bandcamp, and although people would like to have you believe that streaming is the future and physical is dead, it's not true. People buy physical by and large, and, not just handmade stuff, machine-produced stuff.
Yeah.
People like to have physical stuff.
That's fantastic news about Bandcamp.
Yes.
They're completely going the opposite way to the rest of the industry.
Yeah.
Apparently. It's like more people buy merch from Bandcamp than anything else.
And that is
why do you think that is?
That's creating a sustainable industry for music.
I mean, why do you think that is? Is it because of the direct connection between the artist and the...
Why is Bandcamp doing it? Or why is...
I mean, why is Bandcamp doing so much better, allegedly, than, everywhere else? I mean, why is everything else heading towards streaming? And
streaming, the Spotify model, the only profit they make is from advertising. There is no value. The music is free.
Yeah.
There's no value placed on the music.
No, I know that. I know that. But, I mean, everyone's got... I mean, do you guys use Spotify? Well, I won't judge you. But the whole thing is...
It's very convenient.
It's very convenient, isn't it? Convenience. But the... taste the convenience. But the fact that Bandcamp is seemingly going in the opposite direction, I'd be interested to know if anyone had any theories about why that is. Because
it's made by musicians, people who care about music.
Fair enough. So it is that. It's just that. It's such a close connection.
And that's why, that platform isn't as slick as Spotify and all of that. It's kind of like a bigger version of Ampled, I guess.
Yeah. Ian J. Cole. Yes. Now, cassettes. That's really interesting because I was looking into cassettes recently and shocked and horrified to discover, I mean, that chrome tape isn't manufactured anymore. Though you've just basically got ferric. And that's it. All the houses I looked at that make these things basically do that. None of them do Dolby encoding either.
Wow.
I just thought that's interesting. So it's like because tape sounded great. When I last had a tape Walkman, it was a little Iowa. It was my pride and joy, and it was lovely. But it sounded absolutely awesome. And getting to see Spotify, I couldn't agree more. And it was lovely. But now it seems like, is the resurgence of tape? Do you think that's basically, there's a whole generation of kids now that may be buying cassettes that have never listened to a cassette, what it should sound like, because they're getting a ferric tape that's basically with no noise reduction on it, no HX Pro, none of those things that made tape sound brilliant.
I think they're into the lo-fi-ness.
But, if you just want it to be lo-fi, just stick some cotton wool in your ears. I'm genuinely confused. I was genuinely shocked as well. It's like, oh my God, it's literally not manufactured anymore.
Maybe it's more costly and the market's not big enough.
Well, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's all about
down
money
to
in
money,
the end, isn't it?
yeah.
It's all about money.
I just saw a great recommendation from... it's already scrolled up. Everybody's...
Dolby is for wusses. No. How dare you?
Dilip Funbar gets a lot of Bandcamp links from Media Monarchy.
Oh, fantastic.
Great channel.
MediaMonarchy.com. We love that guy.
We get those links as well. I've forgotten his name as well. Media Monarchy, fantastic radio show.
He's friends with...
James Corbett. Someone's going to say his name.
I was just going to say to Andrew K, though, hey, Dolby is for wusses, is it?
Tape
Listen,
his
mate,
rules.
record it with Dolby and then play it back without. Then you'll understand what tape hiss is, mate. Yeah? Yeah. Until you've done that, don't you talk to me about wusses. Right? Consider yourself told, sir. But yeah, it's great to hear someone else that knows Media Monarchy.
James Evan Pilato.
Yeah, it's great. It's got great music. And he does a brilliant Christmas show. I think he does it every year. He does a great...
Yeah.
It's like a 3-hour mix of all the original music that he's had on his show through the year.
He does a good show on Thursdays called Nah Nah Thursdays with all the weirdest news from around the world. And it reminds me of Six Sad World from Daria. It's like become real.
It's MediaMonarchy.com. And I must warn you, if you do tune in, and the first thing you hear is the Morning Monarchy on a Thursday, maybe choose a different day.
It's pretty, it goes
can
dark.
be a bit,
depressing.
Yeah, absolutely overjoyed to discover someone else knows Media Monarchy.
Yeah. A Division also asked, are you looking into the numbers stations?
Yes,
and I wasn't sure what that was in reference to.
I have a shortwave radio in there.
We've got walkie-talkies.
We got walkie-talkies. I just left my walkie-talkie around at our friend's house and we wanted to see how far the transmission range was. Genuinely thinking about doing the course and getting the certification.
Because they do that thing where they bounce it to repeater stations, and there's lots of YouTube videos of people doing this, but they don't explain how they do that. I've looked if anyone knows any links to great articles on how to connect your walkie-talkie to a relay, what is it? A relay station and get repeater station, and enhance the signal so you can talk to people, at greater distances. I'd love to know. We probably need more high-powered walkie-talkies as well, though.
Yeah, let's get some really high-powered walkie-talkies.
Ones you need a license for.
Yeah. Is that a walkie-talkie in your pocket, mate? That's not a walkie-talkie. That's a walkie-talkie. You can do that, though.
That's a big aerial you got there.
Hey! And fantastic. So it sounds like nearly the end of the show, doesn't it?
It must be.
Once again, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us. It's genuinely a joyous thing.
It's amazing to be here after a year with all of you guys sharing this journey with us. Just wow, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd be doing it this long. I thought we'd probably have finished the album by now. But
we're nearly there.
As I said earlier on, I'm not in the best of states of health at the moment, and I hope all of you are healthy and well as well, because it's like there's a lot of it about, isn't there? But it's really nice to sit here in front of this little setup and know that you're there. It really, really is nice.
One message. Prometheus says they're a licensed amateur radio operator. Oh, let us know how you got that.
Yes.
Teach us. Maybe you're near us. Although, are you in Scotland? Are you one of the Scotland people? Anyway, that
by the way, it was really lovely seeing you in the chat. All of you guys talking to each other in the chat.
Yeah.
The Shetland Islands.
Shetland.
Yorkshire. Scotland.
LA.
Rainy LA.
New
so
Jersey.
is it officially? Is it raining in LA?
Apparently.
So it was sunny in the Shetland Isles. So you go
sunny in Scotland.
Go figure that. And on that thought, I will just hit us back to here. And Deep Space Nine has got to be finished by now. Not Deep Space Nine,
it was Voyager. Enjoy Voyager, A Division. I can't be that Captain Lady because I haven't watched that series.
Captain Janeway.
Yeah.
I'll show you how to do it. We'll do that once the camera's off. All right. We love you guys. We've got a little song. This is a very old song from, blimey, 2009. It's my previous band thing. And we played it live at the last show we did. And I kind of mess it up, but I thought I wanted to share it with you because it's like, it's an anniversary and it's all nice and it's all lovely. And there you go. Happy anniversary to all of you for being the boosters that you are. I really like the way this looks.
You don't need to see our faces. This is better.
I'll do this more often like this. Anyway, all right, guys. Take care.
Bye.
All the best.
See you in a month.
Good night, and may your God go with you.
Amen.
Dave Allen.
Amen.
Yeah? Okay. Going. Goodbye.
things get out of hand.